If you don't recognize him, this is Buddy Davis, a Golden Crocoduck nominee from 2011 who won the nomination for this extraordinary claim in his film The Creation Adventure Team. We found and brought back over 200 pounds of dinosaur bones here to be unfossilized. What an adventure indeed! The funky editing was done by the makers of his film, not me, but what Davis said is that he recovered 200 pounds of what appear to be unfossilized dinosaur bones from Alaska. The adventure he was referring to is recounted here in a website that was something of an early Christmas present form. Davis has often referred to this exciting adventure to the Liscombe bed in Alaska, but I was delighted to find a detailed account of the entire trip on a website, including the discovery of what Davis says appear to be unfossilized dinosaur bones. Interestingly, on the website, the bones transform from being what appear to be unfossilized dinosaur bones to being unambiguously unfossilized dinosaur bones. Buddy, a musician and sculptor, transforms into a creation scientist. The Alaska adventure is now a book, and I do hope Buddy makes this into a film. It'll be a sort of Deliverance meets the Keystone Cops, because from first to last the expedition was dogged by mishaps and bad planning, so much so that Buddy and his buddies had to constantly ask the Lord for help. I'll let the journal speak for itself. After a year of planning, our exploration of the Liscombe bed on the north slope of Alaska was finally right around the corner. In this place were frozen, unfossilized dinosaur bones. We paid $1,000 to rent 3 small rafts, life jackets, and paddles. Quickly we were off to the Colville River. We loaded our rafts, said our goodbyes, and began our journey. Now, how long into the trip do you think it'll be before Buddy sends out his first Mayday? 5 days. A week. 15 hours. Nope. Mayday, Mayday. Within 15 minutes of our departure onto the Colville, Buddy and Dan's raft was out of sight. Without warning, Mike and George's raft suddenly began to sink. It was certainly only because of God's help that they were able to get to the shore before a certain catastrophe. No, Buddy, God's trying to tell you that this ill-fated journey of yours is a complete farce. If you can't even keep together, and one of your canoes starts sinking within 15 minutes of your departure, then either God isn't looking after you very well, or he's trying to tell you to go home to Ohio. On the second day, Buddy and his buddies didn't fare much better, getting separated once again, and they haven't even got to the bone beds yet. So when do we get to see some dinosaur bones, guys? Oh, day 3. They pull a bone out of the river. Buddy reached out of the raft and hauled the 80-pound specimen into the boat. The specimen Buddy hauled and turned out to be the jaw of a duck-billed dinosaur we have temporarily identified as Lambeosaurus. We were all praising the Lord that we had been allowed to find something so amazing. How do they know it's Lambeosaurus? Answer: they don't. None of the goers on the expedition is a paleontologist, let alone an expert in identifying dinosaur bones. All we have to rely on is their keen eye and amateur knowledge, which don't seem all that impressive. All of a sudden, Buddy became very excited. He had also found something in the mud. It appeared as though we had found a long limb bone. It was too good to be true, but it was digging out a piece of driftwood. As I lie in bed, I hear various sounds, the mosquitoes outside, cliff rubble periodically crashing into the river, gurgling muddy river rapids, and falcons nesting high above us as they cry like baby kittens. George is quietly singing praises to our mighty Creator. Thanks, Lord, for your perfect timing in giving us the privilege to do your work. With our ups and direct coordinates, we easily found the Liscombe bed. We found both fossilized and unfossilized bones. It was the frozen unfossilized bones we were seeking for our research, although we collected some fossilized bones as well. Within 2 hours we had plenty of bones for our project. The Lord sure has been good. He has provided everything we have found. After collecting, we had a prayer of thanksgiving and praise for our wonderful Creator. The boats had taken on quite a bit of water because of the large waves. Our duffels were soaked on outside and lying in the water in the bottoms of our boats. By 9:30 p.m. all of us were wet, tired, shivering, and hungry. We were exhausted and could go no further. Then it happened. I spotted two Eskimo speedboats heading downriver towards Nooksuk. After offering them $50, they agreed to tow us the rest of the way to Nooksuk that night. It was almost as if they were angels sent from God. Och, reality check, buddy. What appear to be unfossilized dinosaur bones, as you describe them, haven't looked at or analyzed by a single expert since you brought them back 3 years ago. If this is such a stupendous find, why the secrecy? Your exciting adventure started with a sinking canoe and ended with a rescue, and it wasn't God who saved you, it was a couple of Inuit in a passing boat. If they had given you a tow back, you'd have wasted taxpayers' money asking to be rescued by the local Coast Guard. In short, the entire expedition was a disorganized waste of time that didn't result in a single significant find. Just a few bags of unidentified bones. Whether they read dinosaurs or mammoths or moose, who knows? But the expedition has achieved something. It's given the rest of us a good laugh. Thanks, buddy. Just full 6 p.m. we left Nooksuk on our bush plane flight back to Fairbanks. As we viewed the winding river below, we had a flood of memories. Nothing we had gone through to collect a few dinosaur bones seemed unreal now. The bones must have something special in them. Tears came to our eyes as we were reminded of the awesome God we served.